Hey guys, it's Nicole. I'm back with another video, and today's video is going to be about a book I read very recently. I don't have the physical copy with me. I did obviously read the physical copy. You know me, I don't like to read books on technology. I like physical books. However, as I have mentioned in my previous videos, I am currently in the middle of moving, and at the moment, almost all of my stuff is in boxes and currently en route to my new place, which is all the way across the United States. I live in Florida. I'm currently moving to New York, so I don't have any of my books with me right now. I only have like the two that I'm currently reading. I always read two at a time. I like to do that. So I don't have the physical book with me. I did read it recently, and I figured I'll just like put the picture up here and we'll talk about the cover and I'll talk about the book because I did finish it like a couple of weeks ago. So I did want to talk about it. Sorry if there's a little bit of an echo in here. I'm currently in my what will be old bedroom and it's pretty echoey without all of my furniture. I'm currently sleeping on an air mattress while I wait for my stuff to get to my new place while I'm here. So that's literally all that's in this room right now. There's an air mattress and then all of my stuff is like on the floor. There's like no furniture in here. So if it's a little echoey, I apologize. I'm not a sound like technician, so I'm not going to be able to like fix that. So I apologize if it bothers you. Hopefully there's only going to be like a couple of videos that are like this because I record a little bit in advance. So hopefully it won't be too long for you to deal with any echoes if there are any. Before we get to the book that we're going to be talking about today, I wanted to say that if you have subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. Whether you subscribed recently or and when I first started my channel, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Welcome back. I love that you're here. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. It's so easy to do. Just click the little button that says subscribe. You'll get notified when I upload new videos. It'll pop up in your subscriptions tab. And because I'm uploading videos just at a completely chaotic, not scheduled rate right now, being subscribed and getting notified is definitely something you want to be doing if you enjoy my content. If you end up enjoying this video, please like, comment, and share. I always want to hear from you guys, so please comment below. And if you could share this with people that you think might also enjoy my channel, that's how I reach people the best, word of mouth, because if you like my channel, there's a chance that someone you know might also like my channel. So please share this video or my channel. And as I mentioned before, my channel will still mostly consist of book content, like the same kinds of videos. There is a chance that I'll start uploading a little bit of content about my new place. I'm moving to a much bigger place where I'll have more rooms and just more ability to spread out and show more of where I live. And I'm thinking about possibly making more videos about that, but we'll see. So now that all of that has been said, let's go ahead and get into the book that we're talking about today. So this is a book that I actually got as a gift, I want to say last year around my birthday. And I got it from one of my favorite people in the whole world, my aunt. And she got it for me from a bookstore that we all love in Paris. It's such a great bookstore. And she ordered it online and she got it for me. And it was not a book that was on my radar. Definitely not an author that was on my radar, but I am so glad that she got this book for me. It's so good. I cannot wait to talk about it. I know the books that I've been talking about lately have been books that I've been enjoying. I will probably start making more videos about books that I either didn't finish or didn't enjoy. But for now, I'm still making videos about the books that I really enjoyed. So the book that we're going to be talking about today is called The Full Moon Coffee Shop. The author is Mei Mochizuki, and I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm so sorry if I'm not. Please tell me in the comments if you know if I pronounced it incorrectly or not. Please tell me. I always want to be called out if I do something incorrectly. And then it was translated by Jesse Kirkwood. So obviously the talent of this book goes to the author, 100%. Mei Mochizuki. I love the way she wrote this book. It's so philosophical in a very entertaining way. That's also incredibly relatable, I think, to anyone in any culture. And then obviously the translator also did a great job translating from Japanese to English. And this is such a cool cover, first of all. Like, I love that. First of all, I'm looking at it down here. When you see me looking down, like I'm looking at my computer. When you see the cover, like obviously like the first thing you notice, it's like it's definitely the night sky, and then there's the giant moon like as like the center of it. And it looks so cool. There's definitely some stars around, but the really cool part about the stars is obviously they look like they're kind of going in like a specific direction. So it's not like they're just randomly like the actual constellations in space. Like they're kind of doing something, which is interesting. The only other thing that I will mention that is on the cover that's pretty obvious on the cover that definitely made me even more excited to read it, other than reading the title, because the title is also great, and seeing the moon and the sky and the stars was also amazing. There's just so many elements to this book cover that I love so much. There's 3 different cats on this book cover, and I love cats. I love reading things that have cats involved. So I was so excited to read this book. And it held up. The cats are heavily involved in this book. So if you like books or anything about cats, you definitely will like this. Even if you're not a huge fan of cats, you'll still like it because it's not necessarily about the cats. They're just very present. Let's just put it that way. They're not necessarily the main characters, but they're very present in the book. So before I get into any more of my thoughts or opinions about this book, let's go ahead and read the blurb. It's likely on the back of the book. I can't remember for sure. Again, I'm not holding the physical copy here. I'm just reading what I have from the website. I have it pulled up here on Penguin Random House. It's like the easiest one to pull up. So it says, in Japan, cats are a symbol of good luck. As the myth goes, if you are kind to them, they'll one day return the favor. And if you are kind to the right cat, you might just find yourself invited to a mysterious coffee shop under a glittering Kyoto moon. This particular coffee shop is like no other. It has no fixed location, no fixed hours, and it seemingly appears at random. It's also run by talking cats. While customers at the Full Moon Coffee Shop partake in cakes and coffees and teas, the cats also consult their star charts, offering cryptic wisdom and letting them know where their lives veered off course. Every person who visits the shop has been feeling more than a little lost. For a down-on-her-luck screenwriter, a romantically stuck movie director, a hopeful hairstylist, and a technologically challenged website designer, the coffee shop's feline guides will set them back on their fated paths. For there is a very special reason the shop appeared to each of them. And that's kind of what the book is about, honestly. It's such a great description because like the story centers around the Full Moon Coffee Shop. Like that's the continuous through line throughout the book. But each, I guess, chapter section, because they're not really chapters, but I guess they're more like chapters, are like vignettes. Like they all have something to do with the Full Moon Coffee Shop, but they're each about a different person. And that's a really good description of the book, because it's like the cats run this cafe and they consult, they're not just cats, they're talking cats, and they consult customers' star charts when they come in for coffee and even cakes. They come to these particular people because, like it says, the coffee shop just seemingly appears at random. It's not actually random, and it may not even be an actual physical location, especially in some of the sections. But it's like it appears to the certain people for a reason, and it's to, like it says, show them where their life veered off course. And it's really cool because each of the characters that we meet is struggling with something, like they mentioned, like, you know, the down on her luck screenwriter, the movie director, a hairstylist. Like there's something in each of their lives that they're all struggling with. And it's kind of interesting because, you know, we don't necessarily address like what would happen if these characters' lives were not intervened by these cats. Like, yes, their lives, it says, veered off course. And so the cats talk to them about their star charts and how they veered off course. But it doesn't mention what would happen if they were not talked to, if they veered off course. So it's kind of like these cats, seemingly more so, are doing a favor to these people, where it's like, yeah, you might have ended up being like, whatever, like fine in the end, like, you know, like you live your life, but you're not living up to your full potential because you veered off on a wrong path at a certain point. And we're going to be doing you a favor, and there's a reason why, by talking to you and showing you how you veered off course and how you can even course correct. And that is such a cool concept. You know, I love thinking about the concept of what is life and what determines our lives. Are we solely the ones that decide these things? Is there such a thing as fate? Is there such a thing as like all-knowing, powerful beings, or just systems in place that have already determined what our individual paths are supposed to be? And, you know, I think that especially in organized religion, like people have like, this is what it is. Like, yes, this path is set for you, or no, you determine your own path. And I don't necessarily subscribe to any of that. I've never been a very religious person. And so I find it a very interesting, essentially philosophical question of, what is it that determines your life's course? Is it solely your choice? Is it completely random? Is it like just all of the little things that add up, all of the little choices made by people that maybe you don't even know but end up affecting you? And it feels like this book kind of addresses that a little bit and plays with it in the stories that these characters go through in each of the little vignettes. So it was such a cool journey for me reading this book. I find that stuff so interesting and so fascinating. Like I said, I'm not religious. I'm also like not that into astrology. I think it's cool, you know, like I said, like I don't necessarily disbelieve anything. I like to leave myself open-minded to really anything. So I don't disbelieve anything, but I also am not a strong believer in anything else, really. So I find it incredibly interesting to read these kind of stuff, and really fun, you know. It's honestly, to me, an ongoing conversation, because unless something so world-changing happens where we somehow find out, like, yes, this is how life works, we'll never know. And so it's all just completely up to debate and maybe not necessarily debate, because I don't know how many people are actually debating this, but maybe people from certain religions are. But it's just an interesting conversation to me, and I think that it's so fun to write books like this, where it's like there's a through line, but every chapter or section is about a different character. But at the same time, there's a reason that they're all together. Like, they're not random. They all come together somehow. I absolutely love those stories. It just kind of adds to that mysticism of these people who all seem so seemingly unconnected, you know, like a hairstylist and movie director. Like, how are these people necessarily connected? And then at the end of the book, we find out how they're connected. And I think that that's so fun. Like, how are all these people connected, and how did each of their lives turn out because of their connection or in spite of their connection? So I just find that stuff really, really cool. And so if you also like reading that kind of stuff, even if you're not necessarily very philosophical, or you like already have this idea of what you firmly believe is like, this is how life works, like your path, your fate, your destiny, whatever you want to call it, is set in stone when you're born. You make every single decision that determines your path, or this, like, whatever you personally believe. This is still a really fun, and I keep saying fun because I genuinely mean it, fun story to read, because it's so magical. I mean, the talking cats give them their advice, or read their star chart and tell them how to fix what went wrong in their lives. And it's like talking cats. And there's so much more to it than just the cats can talk. Like, it's not just that they're able to talk. They're so much more than that. And I think that's what makes it so much fun is the whole magic that it makes you feel like you're a part of. So that's really what I thought of the book. I don't necessarily think I have any spoilers that I necessarily wanted to talk about. You know, it's, like I said, a little difficult to even really spoil the book because each section is about a different character, and then at the end you find out how they're all connected. So really the only spoiler is what the end is. And each character goes through just a journey that is, it just makes sense and is very, very eye-opening to go along with them. The only other thing that I also want to do is I'm not going to read necessarily the first page of the book because it's kind of like starts off in a prologue, and I think it's just better to experience the book like fresh out, like just get the book if you're interested and read it. But there is something I want to read right here. It's the page like right before the book actually starts. And it says, this first part is all in quotation marks because it's being said by someone. The Full Moon Coffee Shop has no fixed location. It might appear in the middle of a familiar shopping arcade, by the station at the end of the railway line, or on a quiet riverbank. At the Full Moon Coffee Shop, we don't take your order. Instead, we bring you desserts, meals, and drinks, selected just for you. Who knows? Maybe it's all a dream. With these words, the large tortoiseshell cat that had appeared in front of me narrowed his eyes and smiled. It's so cool because when you have no idea what the book is about, it sounds almost a little scary, but definitely not threatening. It's like, wait, I don't get to order? You're just gonna bring me out random things? And it's like, yeah, that's just how it works. And then he just narrows his eyes and smiles. Like, it kind of makes me think of the Cheshire Cat in like Alice in Wonderland. So it's a little bit like mischievous, basically, and very on brand for cats. And I love that it takes it there as well with talking cats. I love so much that Japanese culture loves cats so much. I love that. Cats are the best. I love animals. All animals are great. I also have a dog, so don't worry. I love dogs as well. But I love that they personify these cats so perfectly. The mischievousness sticks out so well in this short little thing. It's not even like a page in the book. It just kind of like sets it up a little bit. It's a little teaser into what kind of realm we're stepping into. And that is so much fun. So if you enjoy like feeling like you're being absorbed into like a fantasy world, or like a mythical world, like one that is fantasy, it's there's magic, fantasy, myths, all that kind of stuff. For this specific book, astrology and zodiacs really are way more prevalent than anything else. If that is something you enjoy, I guarantee you'll enjoy this book. Like, I don't know if you'll love it as much as I do, or maybe as some other people, but you will enjoy this book because it's so, like I said, fun for me personally. I just love the stories of the characters, but the way that the cats do the reading of the star charts is definitely cool. Again, I'm not a big believer in I don't want to say anything. I'm not a big believer, and I'm open-minded, but I'm not like, yes, I 100% believe this stuff. But reading the way that they read their star charts and how, you know, it's like because of the way that the planets work and how we're all connected because we're all just part of the universe. And this is how it affects you personally is very cool. Whether you believe it or not, it's a very cool concept, and it's definitely enjoyable to read. So if you are interested at all, definitely read this book. It is so good. I am so impressed with the way the author wrote this book. I don't know any of her other works. I am interested now, so I may end up going to look for more. It's mostly a memory thing if I end up not doing that because there's so many other books and so many other things for me to do. But I am so impressed with the way she wrote this book. I have absolutely no notes or no complaints or anything. And obviously the translator did a great job too, translating from Japanese to English. So I think that this is a really great book. I think that you will enjoy it if you're like me. So that's really all I have to say about this particular book. And, you know, there are going to be more videos that I make in the coming weeks that I'll get back to talking about like my thoughts like on spoilers or things. But it's kind of hard right now when I don't have the physical book in front of me and I can't like refresh my memory on anything. So bear with me as I make this humongous transition in my life, and we'll get back to the way I normally upload and normally make my videos. But that all being said, that's all I have to say about this book, and that's all for this week's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you check this book out and go support this author. She is really talented. So that's all, and I will see you in the next video.